Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the journey of transformation. So my transformation, when it started, it was something that I wasn't familiar with. It was an experience that was outside the ordinary, outside the things that I knew, the experiences that I'd had. It was completely outside of the realm of the people that I was hanging out with. No one in my family knew how to help me. I didn't know how to help myself. And anyone that I asked for help had no idea. So I had to figure a lot of things out myself through trial and error, repeating or doing things so many times until I realized, you know what, this is not working. And I'll ask myself simple questions like, what other way is open for this thing for me to resolve it? And then new things began to show bit by bit. Sometimes I would have those experiences through new teachers. At times I would have those experiences through spiritual guidance. I will know I needed to do something. I will hear an instruction and I will read something or watch something that will trigger a memory that will bring me to the solution of whatever I was looking for an answer for. But it wasn't a very easy journey, because the problem with that was I was so used to hiding and suppressing my emotions. And this journey required for me to be vulnerable. It required for me to express myself. It required for me to be truthful to me. And that was a very hard thing for me to do, because that was not part of how I was raised. I was raised to be a strong woman, someone who suppresses her emotions, someone who's got everything and who can hold things together, a woman who can carry a family through tribulations, through troubles, and still remain standing. I was raised as a woman that was always giving, but didn't have a chance or didn't have an open for receiving. So all those people that were always constantly receiving from me didn't know how to give me back. So it became a mandate, it became an expectation from them to keep receiving from me, so that when the time came that I needed to receive something, nobody knew how to give it to me. So I had to figure out all those things. But the process of vulnerability allows us to see ourselves in those places that have been hidden to ourselves. And it's not something that is very easy to go through. I will talk about the recent experience that I've had. I've been dealing with something that I wasn't completely aware what it was. But I realized that things that were rising up were needing me to clear them. But I just couldn't figure out what these things were. And these things were repeating themselves in my dreams. And my emotions were pretty raw. I just didn't know what to do with myself, because generally I know what to do and I know how to deal with things. And I know when something shows up, what it's asking me to do, I can pay attention to that. But it didn't matter how much I tried to pay attention to this. It just was not budging. And I just didn't know what to do with it. And I woke up one morning so raw, vulnerable, sad. I wasn't sad to the point of depressed, but I was really sad to the point of crying. And then all these memories of things that I have allowed to happen began to hurt me. They really tormented me. For days on end, I just didn't know what to do with that. I did all that I teach: forgiveness, acceptance, everything that I needed or that I knew to do, I did. And that just didn't go away. And I didn't know what to do with that. But there's one thing that I rarely, rarely do. I just needed someone who could listen to me, who I could just pour my heart out to and just say what needed to be said that was in me. Things that I'd bottled for very long, protecting other people that I should not have been protecting. But I reached out to one person who was prepared to listen. They just listened. They gave me their ear. And I poured my heart. And when I did, that sadness lifted. And that vulnerability that I had to go through in order to express the things that I had left suppressed, that I have not spoken about for so long, just that being able to do that was a big relief to my mind, to my soul, and to my body. I released a lot, and I felt that I've released a lot. And I'm so grateful to the person that listened to me. So for this experience, each and every one of us need to have a moment of vulnerability. There are moments when you have to go through it. It's okay to go through that vulnerability. And it's okay to find that one person that you can trust and who is willing to listen to you just pouring your heart out. They don't need to be giving you a lecture. It's just listening. But when you've been trusted by someone to open their heart to you, you also need to be trustworthy so that you're not going around speaking out their business. Then it turns out to be gossiping. And then it will hurt even more people than it will do if you just kept it to yourself. And I think this is one of the biggest issues that we have. People don't open up because they know that once they open up, their stuff is going to be out there. And the people that they were protecting are going to hear this, and then they're going to feel guilty about it, and then there's going to come other experiences of resentment and bitterness, and not many people want to deal with that. And it's not an experience that we all want to be in because it's not very pleasant. And we tend to run away from these emotional outbursts, emotional experiences, things that cause us to hurt. So it's better sometimes, we think, to shut things away and just keep it to ourselves. But I knew that very moment that something that was within me needed to be spoken out. Otherwise, it was going to burst within me. It was causing me issues in my physical body. And I didn't want that to continue because it was hurting me physically. So the minute I released it and allowed it to come out, it relieved a lot of stuff from me. I could think clearly and I could plan my stuff properly. I could go about my daily business. And I do tend to carry a lot of load for other people. But when someone has opened up to you and they've poured out to you, just make sure that you are not carrying their burden and making it your own. Just be there with an attentive ear. Just hear them pour out their heart. And don't let it sit in your heart. Don't make it your own. Just allow it to flow through so that their healing comes through, but you don't end up carrying that burden. The power of vulnerability, it brings a lot of emotional healing, mental healing, physical healing. So when we truly express ourselves in a way that is authentic to ourselves, in a way that we feel we need to speak or to express, it helps us in so many ways. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you join me again next week. And I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, share the video with many other people who can experience all these things that I'm talking about as well. And before you go, click on the notification button so that when you upload a new video, you can be notified and you'll be the first to know. Take care. Love you lots. Bye.